Welcome to the Back in Charge brief, where Kerrie and I look at the health, energy, and behaviours affecting people, leadership, and performance inside organisations. And today's episode, we are going to be talking about when being busy becomes a culture. Now, I just want us to take a moment and to just to reflect on that. Being busy, right? And we see people, don't we? We see people rushing about. I've got so many meetings today. I've got this project on. I've got all of this. The work's piling up, and people then start to celebrate it. It's a thing like, oh yeah, I've got to be seen to be busy. Because if I'm not seen
productive.
But that's the thing. It's like, well, is being busy actually being productive? Or is it just being, you know what, I'm just really bad at organising myself and my time and my priorities? Again, because that is what's really important. At the end of the day, we should be like looked upon at what we are actually delivering, not what on actually we're actually, how busy we are and how much time we take. And I think we've got, for some people, not everyone, but a lot of organisations, a lot of people, a lot of teams, they get into this cycle of, I must be seen to be busy. I must be seen to be doing X, Y, Z. I must be seen to be rushed. I must be seen to be stressed. It's like I had a message with a guy actually a few months ago on LinkedIn, and I sent him a message. It was all about burnout, and he was like, "Well, burnout should be expected if you're a founder of a startup.
Yeah.
Burnout should be expected if you are the founder of a startup." And I'm like,
Why?
Mate, why?
My question is, where did that belief come from?
Exactly. Because it was his belief that, again, from his past,
which
if we looked
might
at
not
it,
be his belief in the first place.
No, but his past of his, his experience of his own career was that, from every time he's gone into a new position, a new job, that he's always put his all into it, and then he's then got to his point where he hits burnout.
But do you know what, Al, on some level, coming from, back a long time ago, that environment, I can relate sometimes. There were times when I would sit there, perhaps because I'd done everything that I needed to do for that moment. But there was times when I was like, I felt uncomfortable not being seen to be busy in case that was causing judgment on my behalf. She's not working hard enough. She's lazy. She's
like, again, like we don't want people to look at us,
judgment,
and to then judge us, to be like, oh, well, why is she sitting there not doing anything when I've got work to do? So then we then just go and we, like, I don't know, maybe we just look busy, right? When in fact, if we actually got it done, we're going to be more efficient. So then we can then actually then take that time to then sit back, look at the bigger picture, and be like, well, what actually needs to get done? Again, because look with what you just said there. You said maybe in the past, like when you used to work at Tallis and all of that, you would look busy for the fear of judgment. So then look at that. So then that is then put upon you because of the people around you. So then if that's put upon you, well, then who's that then else? Who else is that giving it to? So then can you then see that it's then just a ripple effect of looking busy, when in fact, if you was actually, you know what, I've done my work. I'm good. I've done what needs to be done. I'm good. And then someone else.
How do you think that plays out, though? If someone says, I'm done, I'm good, perhaps if they're part of a team with a leader, how do you think that comment in itself, do you think other people will be like, you're good? Well,
but then it's got to come down to the values then, doesn't it? Like, what is it the person actually wants? Does someone want an efficient machine that's working, or does someone want a machine that's putting the foot to the floor, but not really getting anywhere? And that's what it comes down to. It comes down to the values, doesn't it? It comes down to the values and the beliefs of the actual leader. So if the person in charge doesn't have that and it's not portraying it, and if they're seen to be busy, which we said yesterday, it then filters down into the team. It then just creates that culture of, I must be seen to be busy. When in fact, actually, if we actually get this machine working properly, if we get it oiled properly, if we get everything working as it should, we have those KPIs, we have all of this, we have everything in place. Well, then why don't we then just become more efficient instead of being busy? And I think that is the culture that we got to start to try to get people out of.
100%, because also with that, if we keep up that narrative, how does that play out, like on a personal note, away from just being in work?
Well, yeah, like I just said,
like,
about
you
that
and I
guy.
have experienced it firsthand.
Well, yeah.
Like with me, like we've seen it, I've been there, I've been it, I've seen it. How does it play out?
Yeah, well, again, how many people are we seeing now that are having heart problems, blood pressure problems, where they've ended up in hospital? People that are having heart attacks, strokes,
on medication.
On medication, right? That's people think that that's the first sign of it. It's not. The medication is the result. The fact is that you missed all the other previous signs that you should have been paying attention to, and it's just that the medication is now the result of the missed signs.
And the medication is also actually a coping mechanism.
Yeah, because it just brushes everything under the carpet.
It just keeps things, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's just like you said, it's putting a Band-Aid on it.
Yeah, it's a Band-Aid. It's not gonna sort the problem out.
Not
it doesn't
long-term.
make you no. But people go, oh, I'm on medication for it. Yeah, but you're not sorting the actual root cause of it out. Anyway, that's another conversation. But again, with this, it's like they've got to look at it. So what then? Like, if nothing changes and people are then just being busy, what's that going to look like long term for people? Like, we've said it on a personal level just then. Worst case is some medication, or some illness, something happens to them. Okay,
that's on a personal note.
God forbid.
The team doesn't move forward as a leader, as a company, as a workspace, as a founding business. Like, it doesn't make progress.
No,
it actually starts to slow everything down.
Yeah,
again, and there's a massive confusion with that, because you're like, but I've been so busy.
Yeah, but again, even on the personal level, right? Even the people that end up on medication, end up on whatever. It's not only affecting them, but it's affecting the team around them. Because, say for example, like this person ends up in hospital, right? He's gone in and he's got to have some stents fitted, or he's had a stroke or whatever.
Now we're going deep. I thought this was a conversation for
no, but it's true though. It is a conversation for another day, right? But it then has not only on that person, but it's then going to have an effect on everybody else. What if someone is so busy that they then get signed off with burnout? If that person then gets signed off with burnout, well, then everyone's got to take on their load of work. And then when they then put back into the workplace, they then got to be really careful about what workload that person can then be put upon. So again, it then has a negative effect on every single person.
So really, this kind of relates to the conversation yesterday, the hidden cost of being a leader, holding it all. It all relates to the fact that as a team and as a leader, there needs to be clear communication.
Yes, communication, key.
Communication. Who's doing what? so everyone knows. And if there's someone struggling,
then tell someone.
Communicate.
Yeah, it's not a weakness. It's not a weakness. Like if you're struggling, right? Like let's just look at the World Cup that's just been on recently, right? Oh, there's a player. He's got a little niggle. What does he do? He doesn't just crack on, does he? He signals to his coach. Actually, I need to come off because I'm going to have a detrimental effect upon the team if I continue. The same should happen in the workplace. I'm struggling with my workload. I'm struggling with this. I need a little bit of help at the minute. Cool. Then we can then look at what is actually needed to then make that person, in a better position, in a better condition. And then they then got the energy, and then they're not going to be so busy, and they're going to be more efficient, and then everyone is going to be happy.
It's going to be a calmer space to be in because everyone knows what they're doing.
Exactly right. So the key here is one of the first things people have to do is that they have to start communicating. They have to have a clear set of what their actual role is, a clear set of structures of what they actually need to do and how to do it. But then also they need to have that communication so then they then know who to go to and what they can talk about with that person without guilt, shame.
I was going to say, without feeling bad about it.
Exactly.
Knowing that, hey, you are a human being.
Exactly. And in fact, it's actually a sign of strength because if actually, you know what, someone's struggling with it, then you want to then know that if they are struggling with it, cool, that person wants to learn about how to become more efficient at it. So, anything else that we could add to this on this? Because I feel we've come in, we've got out. Anything else that you would like to add, Kels, before we end this today?
No, I think, again, back in charge brief, the key thing is here, communicate, talk as a team, identify your roles, identify the mission, identify the targets. Be clear. And if you're not clear, if there is doubts, if there's worries, there's struggles, don't go home and carry it.
No.
Leave it all at work. And I know that is easier said to done. And it is practice, and that is a behavior, and it is a habit that needs to be built. But how do we build new habits? By repetition, by doing it. So that would be my thing, communicate.
Exactly. And then when we then come to do the work, we've got to look at it. Am I just being busy or am I actually being effective with what I'm doing?
Yeah.
Cool. Nice one. Nice one, guys. So look, if anyone would like to know more about our health, performance and resilience program that we can plug into organizations' teams, please send myself or Kerrie a message. Or if you would like to find out more about our previous episodes on the Back in Charge brief, then please go to our YouTube channel and you can catch all of those there. And then thank you for joining us. And until next time, we will see you soon.